So you want to be a game designer, huh? Do you know what they are? Do you know there's lots of different types of game designers? Did you know this term is thrown around kind of randomly sometimes, and it's not always clear what a real game designer is, what they do, or what the different jobs are? Let's talk about it really quick. Let's give you a high-level summary of what is game design, right? And what's the job? Hi everybody, I'm Troy Dunniway. I've been designing video games for over 30 years. I'm the department head at CG Spectrum and head of game design program. The term game design, or the term game designer, really is a general term for somebody who kind of just does game design in general. And it can mean pretty much any job. So you have to be kind of careful. If you're looking at a job posting, they might say, oh, we're hiring a game designer. But sometimes they use that term indiscriminately, and they might mean a game system designer, they might mean a level designer, they might mean a narrative designer, they might mean something else, right? There's lots and lots and lots of different flavors of game design. And the bigger the team gets, if you want to go into a AAA team, these roles often become very, very specialized. On a more small team, you might have just game designers who do everything. They do system design, they do level design, they do whatever. And so you need to be careful about, the term game designer as a generality, because there is a lot of specializations. Even when you want to go to school and you want to figure out what you want to do, or even when you want to get that job, be a little bit careful about what kind of game designer am I? It really does affect what you need to learn. Because remember that a game system designer and a game level designer, both are really different skill tracks. They're both very different things. And each one of those could take you a year, maybe 2 years, or even more to learn and really, truly master. So what are they? Let's just talk about first a system designer. So a system designer is the person who kind of makes the second-to-second gameplay. They're going to make you walk and run and jump. They're going to do all the combat, the shooting, the weapons. They're going to go implement a lot of these things. They usually are much more technical people. They might do some programming in C or C++, but more often than not, they're just still working in blueprints or a scripting language or something like that. So they don't always necessarily need to code, but they do need to be pretty technical. They might need to work in databases because they're going to get in there and try to really, make this thing function. They're going to make it work. And so depending on the scope and size of your game, that could be really easy, or it could be, a tremendously complex thing. A level designer, kind of like the name implies, is the people that build the levels, the maps, the worlds. And so generally as a level designer, and again, there's a couple of subspecialties within those as well, but you're going to build out the level itself. You're going to, put in the characters in the level. You're going to set up the stories. You're going to set up all the stuff. It's the final assembly point really for everything. The audio's got to come into the level, UI, UX, all the NPCs, everything's got to come together right at the very end. And so a level designer is kind of the final guy in, along with the level artists, who are also going to make it look really pretty. But the level designer is kind of the last person in there to take all this stuff from all these different departments and kind of assemble them together. It doesn't mean a system designer isn't, working in audio and doing some other stuff, right? But a system designer may not be heavily involved in, say, dialogue or story or things like that, whereas a level designer would be. Every team, every job is a little bit different, but it's important to understand that, if you hear the term, somebody's looking for a game designer, they're generally just looking for probably a general person that can do a little bit of everything: system design, level design, stories, quests, whatever it is. They want kind of a jack of all trades. If they're looking for that system designer, again, they want that second-to-second person. If they're looking for that level designer, then they're looking for somebody to build out the worlds. And they're all slightly different skill sets. Ideally, in the perfect world, you want to learn both, and you want to become a jack of all trades, in my opinion. You want to have all that learning that you need to do. But remember that these are very different jobs. And so, go in there and understand that you need to be much more technical for the system designer. And as a generalist, as a level designer, you also probably need to have a little more art skill there as well. You don't need to be an artist. Again, you're not creating art, but you do need to, know how to build out levels, make the world look pretty good, and work with your art teams and things like that. And so, if you have a stronger art skills, you might want to be more of a level designer. If you have a little bit more technical skills, maybe you want to be a system designer. There's no right or wrong paths here, but it's good to understand what's the real skill sets they need for you to do those jobs. Find out for yourself and see what you like, see what you're good at, see what you enjoy. Make sure you're building a career, not just doing a job, right? So make sure you really like this thing before you go commit to, the next couple of years of trying to learn how to be it. So regardless of your choice, we're here to help you. Remember to check out our YouTube channel. There's 100 hours in game design help there. There's some deep dives on some of these jobs, a lot more, and other jobs you can do as a game designer or with game designer skills. Hopefully this helps you, and good luck with your journey. Take care.